Everybody, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, Happy New Year's to all of you. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a stock. Actually, no. We're going to be discussing a sector that is about to make a big move next week. And while you should keep it in your watch list, we're also going to be looking at some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Y'all, let's dive into the charts. It's been a while. It's been about 3 weeks. Okay, I know. Let's look at the SPY. In the last video, I told y'all to watch. Actually, let's look at the Nasdaq because it's easier. We got the play-by-play and everything, right? So we were up here at around 22,100, and I warned all of you about potential turbulence when we get to 22,400. That turbulence came in on Wednesday the 18th, especially after that FOMC meeting, which completely collapsed, which caused the market to collapse. Then after that, we had a slow fade down, a little bit of a zigzag. Some games have been played, all right? But overall, from this point forward, the picture was bearish, all right? The market is trying to turn around right now. It's been struggling for the past 2 weeks to get above 21, to stay above 21,000. All right. And I think it's going to leave that level really soon to the bullish side. I think so. All right. Now let's look at the VIX because it's been a while. And with the VIX, we're still trading above 14. We still got room down to 12. All right. It didn't touch 12 on the 15th. Instead, we had that big drop from FOMC. And right now, I think it's still going to make it. It's going to make it to 12 within the next, 2 weeks. Maybe even the next 3 weeks. All right. That's my thoughts on the VIX. Now, let's discuss the stock/sector that is about to make a huge move next week. That one is XOXL. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what this is a directional ETF for the semiconductors. Now, in the month of November and December, the semiconductor sector has kind of been stagnant. It has been slow. All right. The only thing that was really moving was crypto and Tesla. These were the only two things that were moving during that time. All right. And right now, things are setting up like money is about to flow back into the semis. There is a structure on this one, on XOXL, and it's right on the 1 hour. Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's on the 1 hour. All right. There's a bullish penny right there that actually broke out right about here. It broke out on Friday at 1, right here, and it closed quite strong. It's looking quite good. It's looking good on the daily chart, especially after consolidating for so long. It's been down here, but it's been below 35 since August. Eventually it's going to make its move, and I think that eventually is really soon rather than later. There are some gaps to look out for. First and foremost, the first gap is on the left, right at $35.50. Right here, that's the first one. That's the first target to look out for. How fast is it going to get up there? I don't know. All right. I have no idea, but the structure is there. It's looking good. It's at the lows. Therefore, keep it in your watch list. All right. Now, speaking of the semiconductors, we gotta look at NVDA, the biggest semiconductor of them all. Now, with this one, it did something on Friday that I believe a lot of people got excited about. If you go on to the 1 hour again, kind of like XOXL, and we look at, there's a certain level of resistance that finally broke through. That level of resistance is right at the line at 142, right here. Okay, It broke out ferociously in the morning on Friday. Worst case scenario, we retest it. Worst case, like we drop on Monday and we retest at 142 before we go up to 150 by the end of the week. All right, it's gonna get to 150. It's just a matter of how is it going to get to 150. Okay, but the structure is there. I like it. Therefore, I like the whole semiconductor sector. All right, and yeah, it's looking good. Now, in the last video, I told you guys that I would share my thoughts on AMD if it showed something a little bit better. I got you guys ready for the bullish move by mentioning it first 3 weeks ago. All right, I told you it's at the lows. There isn't any structure on it yet, but when there is structure, I will make a video about it telling y'all that it could be ready to go up to 138. And so far we're looking kind of good. We're looking good. All right, it's bouncing off this low again. The gap at 138 is right there. It needs to get filled. Another thing that I like is the increase in volume. And this is a great way to start the year. Like, I'm going to clean up everything. Look at this. I want you to just look at the bigger picture and to look at the potential upside that AMD has when we go on to the weekly time frame. See, it's right next to that 200 SMA, which is a phenomenal spot for long-term investors to buy. I'm sure long-term investors are really excited right now when they're looking at AMD and they're seeing it being down here. All right, this is a good spot for long-term investors. They love this because we have all that room at the top. All right, I'm not saying this is the very, very bottom. Again, y'all know I like to take a stand in these videos, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think this is the bottom. Could I be wrong? Maybe. All right, but I do like it at this spot for the potential upside. I do. Okay, so watch AMD for a move up to fill that gap, just like SOXL got to fill its gap at $35. Now, the next one that we're going to discuss, another updates. I shared with you guys Palantir last time. That was pretty much the main stock for that video. This stock is about to go parabolic. It was between this day and this day. All right, it went up just a little bit at 77, but it didn't quite get to 82 like I told y'all. Eventually it got there. It took its really sweet time. This one is quite strong. It's strong and it's tricky. Like, it's tricky because when it bounces, it doesn't last for too long. It likes to play games at the top. All right, there's a lot of short sellers getting trapped in the stock. Like, in this box, this is where short sellers are getting annihilated. Because every time it looks like it's weak, they take another shot at it to try to go shorts. And then they get burnt, right? So this is very dangerous for shorts. The more consolidation we get, the less parabolic it looks, right? Which means that if it doesn't look parabolic, then shorts shouldn't be shorting yet. As a short, you want to wait until the thing gets really, really vertical, like really vertical, before you take another crack at it. All right, but for now, I think it's just trapping. And when you consider the fact that the Nasdaq already dropped and kind of had this double bottom, and it looks like it wants to go up, I think this one has I think it's gonna squeeze. I think it's gonna go up to 90. I don't know when, and I don't want to short it. Like, I'm not ready to short Palantir yet. I'm really not. Especially because of the way it's looking. It's not vertical. Like, it looks like overextended, yeah, but it's just trapping short still, and I think it's gonna make another move higher. That's my thoughts on it. Now, the last stock to discuss in today's video, that one is Microsoft. And Microsoft really took a beating, like it did. I warned you guys too that it was going to drop when turbulence was going to hit the market, or when turbulence was going to hit the Nasdaq at 22,400. this one probably got it the worst out of all of the tech stocks. Like, it went all the way back down below that first breakout that caused me to make the initial video, the initial bullish video in the beginning of December, right? It went way, way, way below that, which is fine, right? Because that means that we get another chance to make money on it again when it gets back up there. The only thing we need is another structure, okay? Down here, you don't want to be a bear. You want to chill out and you want to look for that structure to appear before you go back in for either a day trade or a swing trade, okay? But for now, this one I would just say chill. It's gonna make up its mind and it's gonna climb. It left some gaps behind too, which is nice. All right, so that's my thoughts on Microsoft, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Changes. I'm gonna be making these videos a little bit earlier. Like, I'm gonna release them earlier, like at 8 p.m. not 10 p.m. like I did in 2024. So 2025 videos will be released at exactly 8 p.m. Central Time, okay, from Sunday to Thursday. All right, definitely click on that subscribe button, that way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. That is the Discord link. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Patternology on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.